after the removal of the stitches, he noticed a small swelling in the area where the stitches were given. And what happened, उसके बाद ये बढ़ता रहा धीरे धीरे, उसी साइज का है तब से. तो अब why you have come now? अभी क्यों आए हो तुम?
जी दिखाने आए थे कि इसमें पानी भी है, कल से आया है, पानी में से नहीं आया था.
पानी भी आ रहा है.
जी जी. और ये इतना ही था, इतना ही है बस.
इतना ही था जब से ऑपरेशन हुआ तब से. So he says that there was that lesion after the surgery, and this lesion was after the removal of the stitches, say about 8 to 10 days back after the surgery. And now he has come after 2 years because he says that there is some liquid discharge from that area, and that is his concern. So first of all, this is as the patient, it is related to the previous surgery. But whenever you see a patient who comes with any particular complaint, you have to think of the other causes which may lead to this type of pathology if not related to surgery. So what are the other causes which can give rise to a umbilical lesion? So what are the different types of umbilical lesion? Can you tell us? Incisional hernia. That is not exactly in the umbilicus, but that is something different. It is related to this type of lesion. There is umbilical granuloma. Then there is the umbilical fistula. And the third one is raspberry tumor. And fourth is Sister Joseph's nodule. And the fifth one is this, say, hypertrophic scar or say keloid. So there are 5 causes of a lesion within the umbilicus or around the umbilicus with some discharge. So now you have to see during examination whether it is an umbilical ulcer or fistula, or it is granuloma, or it is raspberry tumor, or it is a keloid. So that has to be done when we are going to do examination. So before that you would like to do a general examination, or you take more detailed history. But what is the type of discharge? Because fistula means it is either communicating with the bowel or urinary bladder. So ये पानी जैसा डिस्चार्ज आता था, बिल्कुल वाटरी डिस्चार्ज होता है या गंदगी मिला हुआ होता है? वाटरी होता है और इसमें बदबू तो नहीं आती. So if it is a fecal discharge, it will be communicating with the small bowel. So that will give out foul smell which is not there, and there will be material inside. So that type of discharge is not there. The second is a watery discharge, which he says is, and that can be because of communication with the urachus or the urinary bladder. So that is a possibility in this case, because he says, अच्छा कितना निकलता है एक बार में? थोड़ा थोड़ा निकलता है. Also in umbilical granuloma there is some serous discharge, and in raspberry tumor also there is some serous or bloody discharge, and sometimes can be umbilical carcinoma, where also there can be bloody discharge. And finally this keloid or hypertrophic scar, there is no discharge. So now we are having 2 complex issues. First we have to find out whether the discharge is related to the scar or it is a new pathology. You get my point? So he is operated 2 years back. So all that has healed except for the scar. But this discharge is a recent event. So we have to find out what is the discharge. Is it because of some other pathology? Otherwise you will be relaxed and you think अरे तो पिछला scar है 2 साल से तो अपने आप बंद हो जाएगा. But we have to be proactive to find out how this discharge is started. Can a keloid give rise to discharge? No. Can a hypertrophic scar give rise to discharge? No. So that means it is related to all those 4 differential diagnoses which we have discussed earlier. Either it is a granuloma, raspberry tumor, malignancy, or fistula. So fistula is very, very important because the amount, although the amount of discharge is less, If it is fistula, then it is communicating with the internal organs, either urachus or bladder or the small bowel. But since it is non-foul smelling, they're unlikely to be from small bowel. So maybe with the urinary tract, it is some communication is possible. So, but as of now, we are not sure. So we will do the examination. Examination is standard examination as general examination. You see for pulse, you see for blood pressure, respiratory rate, and icterus temperature. So all those things. Bukhar to nahi aaya. So all those things. Pulse also is normal. Then you see for icterus pallor, lymphadenopathy. You just look for lymphadenopathy. You see the transverse chain, you see the vertical chain, and you see the axilla. Then you see for clubbing, cholinergia, palmar erythema, and you see for the pulse. And you see for the blood pressure and temperature. And respiratory rate appears to be normal. So all those things, and then you finally go to the pedal edema. You see for pedal edema. Gloves मुझे चाहिए, निकालो इसमें से। यार कैसे पहन रखे हैं मोजा? So he is not having any doubt. Now we will try to find out this particular pathology. What is it? So now coming to the local examination, you will always do a general abdominal examination first. That means you will see all the four quadrants. You will see for hepatomegaly, splenomegaly, any fullness in the lower abdomen. So all that has to be seen, and any peristalsis, pulsation. All those for classical thought. ढीला करें थोड़ा नीचे सरका लो. Now we will examine his abdomen, and first of course for all abdominal examination it's inspection, है ना? तो inspection में आपको क्या बताना है? The abdomen is scaphoid, so all the quadrants are equal, moving with respiration, no visible peristalsis, no visible pulsations. Hairs are normal, and there are no scar marks except for two scars, one just at the top of the umbilicus and one in the right, say umbilical region, all just lumbar region के बीच में, almost about small centimeter. It is a healed scar or probably previous surgery, and there is no other scar. So that is on inspection. Then we will do the palpation, and we try to find out any lump or any swelling, any ascites. So this is the splenic area. There is no splenomegaly. Then सांस लीजिए. No hepatomegaly. There is no tenderness in the right iliac fossa. No suprapubic tenderness. No suprapubic mass. Left iliac fossa also normal. Umbilical area also normal. So all the quadrants are equal, and there is no hepatomegaly or splenomegaly or any other organomegaly. Now coming to this specific area where there is discharge. Okay, somebody has a torch? Sure. Torch. So we need to look at it more precisely, because this is the area which is diseased. Focus करो एक आदमी. हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. Now what we are trying to see whether there is a significant collection, and it's non-tender. As you can see, patient is not wincing, and there is some serous discharge at the base, and there is no ulceration, no raspberry tumor, no apparent serous discharge or watery discharge at present, and the base is not visible because there is some bulging of the umbilicus from both the sides. And now coming to the scar, there is a hypertrophic scar about 1.5 centimeter transversely into 1 centimeter vertically, and it is irregular, and it is going slightly inside the umbilicus but not completely inside the umbilicus. You see closely, it is over the umbilicus. It is not inside the umbilicus, and the discharge is coming from inside the umbilicus. So this is not related to the scar. Otherwise, it will be coming from the scar. So this serous discharge is from inside, and it is a dirty umbilicus. So dirty umbilicus means he is unable to clean the umbilicus properly, which has led to umbilical granuloma, which is a common pathology. If any normal person also does not clean his or her umbilicus frequently, then there is collection of some dirt inside, and that gets inflamed, and bacteria contaminates that and becomes an infection. So that is granuloma. So in this case, it is most likely to be umbilical granuloma because the scar is separate from the discharge, and the discharge is not so much as in fistula, and it is not watery clear, which is seen in fistula or fecal. So it is not fecal discharge, it is not urinary discharge. He does not have any tumor inside, which is a Rossberry tumor. It does not have any evidence of malignancy, and he does not have Sister Joseph's nodule. So all those 5 causes which relate to the umbilical discharge, they are not present except for discharge coming from the base where the dirt accumulates, and it goes in favor of a umbilical granuloma. So what he has come to us is, he is thinking that 2 साल पहले ये सर्जरी हुई थी, उसकी वजह से ये पानी निकलना शुरू हुआ है. So this, unless, and in hindsight it appears like that, and any layman or any other doctor who is not so keen to look into the umbilicus will never be able to make a diagnosis. He will always relate to the scar, and even if you do something for the scar or remove the scar, that discharge will persist. Why? Because we have not been able to treat that part, and that treatment of the part is very simple. Frequent cleaning with liquid soap and washing it at least once a day or on alternate days. Still that the healing of the ulcer takes place, and there is no further discharge. And it should be, whenever he takes a bath, he must put his finger inside and put some soap and clean it. That's it. So right now and regarding this hypertrophic scar, it's more like to be a keloid. And for keloid, we generally avoid surgery, because wherever you put the incision, it will recur, and it will be more bigger than the previous surgery. So if this was related to, the discharge were related to this hypertrophic scar or keloid, then we would have thought of doing something for this. So we have to counsel the patient that this is not related to the scar, and any further surgery or anything in this scar may not be in the best interest of you. What is needed is to clean your umbilicus frequently by putting a finger. And why he is not doing that? Because it is covering that when he is taking a bath, and he thinks that if he does something, it will be causing pain or something of that sort. And that has been neglected for so many years, I would say. आप इसकी अंदर उंगली डाल के सफाई करते हैं? कब करते हैं? जब नहाते हैं. साबुन डालते हैं इसके अंदर? अच्छा. तो मेरा कहना है कि अभी इसको और अच्छी तरह से सफाई करें, है ना. आपकी पूरी उंगली अंदर जानी चाहिए नीचे तक, और उसके अंदर साबुन डाल के उसको साफ करके उसको फिर साबुन से फ्लश कर दीजिए, सलाइन से, पानी से बहुत तेज़ी से, और इंशाल्लाह ये अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा. इसके लिए हम दवा देते हैं. ये अभी स्कार से इसका कोई लेना देना ही है, लेकिन ये स्कार अगर आप चाहेंगे तो वी कैन डू सम प्लास्टिक सर्जरी ऑन दिस. No, why not? You have heard what I was saying, that it will may increase the length, may not also. So that is your choice, right? So thank you very much. So you understood that meticulous clinical examination, proper